Hey Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Kush. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to having a conversation with you about some of the topics we're going to record in October in London.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to having you here. And we had a conversation about recording a little bit of a preview of some of the topics. So we'll probably release these as a few small clips.
Excellent.
And I believe our tactic, our strategy is to rant. So let's see if we can have some really good rants about certain things around coaching.
Good.
Maybe the first topic to talk about is we talked about having fun, being authentic and humble, and why that's better than being impressive. And we had a little joke off air about the books behind you, and you not reading them or reading any of them, and it's really very much how you come across and very light-hearted, and it kind of it works really well. I wondered if you had any thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's a total tactic because I'm deeply morose and I have this Dostoevskian, Raskolnikovian, brooding inner personality. But as a way to get clients, I like to pretend to be lighthearted and devil may care if I can. That's a tactic I use. And it comes off pretty well. Sometimes I forget and I remain happy even after I've communicated with someone, which is takes a while to shake that off and get back to brooding about my fate. Well, I'm just messing with you here. I don't know what to say. I'll tell you. What I think about humility is in the world of coaching. One of the first things, in order to get a client, one of the first things that's important is for someone to feel like um, I can work with him or her. I like being with him or her. I can relate to him or her. They understand me. That is much more connective than oh wow, was I ever impressed? And yet most coaches at the start of their careers keep trying to make an impression. In the world of advertising in the United States years ago, we had a phrase called gross impressions. And it was how many times people would see a billboard in a single day. And I've always loved that phrase, gross impressions, because I think people who show up, for example, at a dinner party or a social event and try to impress everybody in the room with who they are and where they've been, that's gross. They're very gross. And the same is true in the world of coaching. Attempting to make a big impression and to put yourself out there as something formidable and is difficult because it disconnects you from people. Now that it can work well if you're a flamboyant defense attorney or you're good at cleaning houses and you want everyone to know. But the coaching profession requires an intimacy and a mutual relaxation to really be amazingly powerful, and especially the enrollment conversation. So being willing to not know, being willing to not have any experience in my client's field is actually a plus. It actually works. And we'll go into this in our workshop. What's the practical application of this insight? What do you mean by that? How does it show up?
Yeah, and if I hold my hands up, that's something that I had to learn or unlearn about being impressive, because it seems like when I switch on Facebook, or you hang around in any kind of coaching circles, everyone's trying to be impressive. And I know I've spent an awful lot of time in the past. Uh, I know clients of mine who are coaches have done that too, spending time to be impressive. And I actually saw a car recently that had a number plate which is almost my name, a very expensive car. and I wanted to post it online to say, this is not my car, you know, or something like completely the opposite, because so many people do that to say, hey, look at me, how successful and clever and brilliant and everything I am. And like you say, I actually reflected on this the other day, and I thought, all the people that I've hired as my coaches or training programs that I've been on haven't necessarily been the ones that are the big famous courses or very well-known people. They've been people that I've connected with, who I had a relationship with, that I thought, oh, they can help me. And it's so funny because that had always been the case, and it'd been a little bit of a blind spot for me a few years ago.
Yes, I think it is for almost all of us when we go into business, especially for the first time, and try to make money by talking to people, which is what coaching is. That we think we have to win them over and be impressive, and that actually puts distance between me, and it also has me nervous and stressed out about maintaining this impressive self instead of completely opening my mind and relaxing into just being with this person. And your interview with Dick and Bettinger on how to really be impactful is that's the best thing I've ever seen on this subject of not having an agenda, not overthinking it, not trying to be somebody, but rather just impersonally opening yourself up to the other person.
Yeah, and you know, that's very true, and I think that not only does this work with coaching and coaching relationships, but I think that it just works with all relationships. You know, I know the more impressive, we feel that if someone tries to meet you at a dinner party or, you know, in a social occasion, and they're trying to impress you, it kind of puts us off naturally.
Yeah, it does. We start thinking, what a jerk. Or are they so insecure that they need to do this? That's really what people think. Are they so insecure that they need to do this? Or would they be willing to listen to me?
So basically what we're saying is, don't be a jerk.
Don't be a jerk. That's right. That's a very subtle teaching, but it's powerful.
Thank you.